What up, my extraordinary people? Good morning and congratulations, because you're in the den with Aaron EBM. First thing I'd like to say is I appreciate you guys being here with me today, because you could be anywhere, but you chose to be here with me. If you're just laying around the house and you hadn't did anything, I need you to get up and do something extraordinary and let everybody know that Aaron sent you. Let's jump right into this. Today's topic is going to be sticking together. What we need to do, what we haven't been doing, and being responsible for ourselves as well as each other in America and around the world. So I'm going to be touching on bits and pieces of different topics today. So hope you guys are okay with that. If you're not, let me know in the comments, and we'll change it up from time to time. I'm gonna let you guys know that this channel is not normally a political channel. I'm not going that way at all, but to be specific, this channel is focused on relationships in general, black relationships specifically, as well as men in general and black men specifically. The betterment and the evolution of black men. And oftentimes, if you're into Darwin's theory of evolution, your environment often dictates the way you evolve. And right now in the country, in our environment, we have 43 states and over 200 pieces of legislation. Let's just be honest, restrict the voting rights of whatever category you put yourselves in, black or African American. There are over 200 pieces of legislation being written up to suppress your voting rights. So are you out there really focused in on all the mainstream things, Derek Jackson and other things of the sort, what shoes you're going to buy, what pair of Jordans is coming out, what you're going to do with yourself? You got to realize that that stuff is material and it comes and goes, and it's not very important. I like shoes myself, so I'm not even going to act like I don't like them. I like different things. I'm a human, I'm a man, but you got to really pay attention to what's going on around you and the things that can really affect you. So this is one of them. Right now, I think Park Cannon was arrested in Georgia. She's I believe a state official. I hadn't done all my research. I just kind of looked at my headlines, and she pretty much contested what was going on in their state as far as with this deviant pieces of legislation aimed at black people. So she was arrested quicker than anybody was arrested that rushed in the actual Capitol building of the United States. So if you don't see what's going on, you're blind, and I don't want you to be blind, because we are men and we need to really step up. It shouldn't be women at the forefront of all these lines and all these protests. We sit back and just hope that Big Mama and our sisters and our nieces are the ones that'll pick up the slack for us. And like I said, this channel is for men. I do get on women in relationships, women in our society, because they got some growing to do too, because I want black families to thrive and build. But us as men, we got to step up too. And it can't be women doing everything. It can't be women sacrificing themselves and their well-being for the betterment of our people, and then we turn around and wonder why we don't get the same respect that other nationalities get in their communities. Because, be honest, you're not going to get that until you put yourselves out there and you sacrifice yourself. Everything can't be happy. Everything can't be what we want it to be. So men, realize you're going to have to step up. You want respect, you're going to have to stand up and take it back from, and that's from women, and that's from the society. If you want the respect or you want to be the leader of your household, you're going to have to do things to show them that you are a leader. Even though it is a political thing, it does really tie into what I'm talking about today. So it is relevant. Number two, my brothers, I believe Goldman Sachs is donating, $10 billion to not 100 million, but 1 million black women across the country, business owners, I believe in particular. I haven't read all the details of this, but it's good for them. I'm glad they get it. I'm glad that something is being put out for them. But like some of the other YouTubers I follow, you have to realize that nothing like that is coming for us. I don't know if you care, and I don't know if you have been researching it, but if you haven't, you should. But nothing is coming like that for us, and it's not coming like that for us, because you really think about it. the world and the country likes black men's culture, you know, the hip hop culture, the things that we put in place, the things that we make fun, and things that we make hip and cool and all that, but they don't really too much care for us as individuals. So you have to really realize that this thing, this machine, this conglomerate that we live in and a part of is really not made for our betterment. So you have to realize that nobody is coming for us. Yes, there are a lot of things done to us, and we should feel like there should be some kickback or some reparations or things to help us. So that's normal. When you get hurt, you feel like somebody either owes you apology or owes you something to help get you back on track. But you know, it's been hundreds of years, and you guys should know that it is not coming. It's not coming, guys, and we have to realize that. So in me saying that, we have to stick together. We are all we got. You know, black men, we are all we have to hold each other up. I mean, we have previous generations, you know, the Black Wall Street generation, communities, then that, but you've seen a blueprint of what we can do as black people and specifically black men. Throughout history, we've been, when things like that I've known that happen, that have been built, have been kicked, tore down, and it really puts you to a point to where you are almost less than a man. So, because how can you protect your community, or how can you protect your women if people keep coming in and destroying what you built? You know, and then after years go by, you know, you given a little taste of what it is to be successful. Forget everything else. You know, I'm successful now. Or if you're a successful person, then a lot of times you're in that mind frame, well, I made it. You know, so that's all that matters. But have you really made it when a lot of your people are still struggling? You know, if you look at the wealth, the gap of wealth in America, I know we have a lot of black millionaires and we have some few black billionaires. But if you really look at you break it down and look at the actual statistics behind it, the gap is still the same from hundreds of years ago to today. You know, you factor in inflation, and it's pretty much the same thing. So we have to get out of this mind frame that, you know, if I make it, it's all good. You know, or some people telling you that, you know, you pull up your bootstraps and you make it, and that's the only thing that should matter, because, you know, if you actually made it out. And I tell people, you know, all the time when I talk to people in my circle about this, yeah, it feels good to make it, but then you look behind and you see all the stuff that you left behind, or all the destruction, the wake of destruction in America. And yeah, you made it past, you know, you made it out. You know, I'm an example of it. You know, you made it out of situations, and then you better yourself. But does it really make you feel good to leave all your people behind? It shouldn't make you feel good. I mean, unless you're just one of those people that don't care, but it shouldn't. But, you know, who am I? That leads me to my next thing. I mean, black people being patrons of each other's businesses. We have to support each other and not just say, oh, I bought something from you, but I'm really like going hard for, you know, for people. I know it's not always, you can't always just give, you know, hundreds of dollars to your favorite black business, but, you know, what's wrong with, you know, spreading the word or going out of your way sometimes to help elevate your brother or sister, and not being envious of doing so because you're not at this point in time doing something that they're doing, and you might not even want to do it. See, that's the other thing. You know, we're so envious of people and jealous of people and doing things, but we have no intent. Some of us have no intent of even being on that level. So why would you be envious? Some people aren't made to be business owners, but if they are, support them. You know, and if you are a patron of that business, stop expecting discounts, stop expecting favors, because you don't go to the white man and do that. You don't go to Walmart, you know, screaming at, you know, where's my discount? They give you a little rollback section, and you happily hop yourself down there to that little discount section, and you grab whatever you want out there. You don't go to the manager's office knocking on the door telling them that, hey, I worked here, or, you know, my cousin works here and I deserve his discount. No, you don't, because they're gonna look at you like you're crazy and kick you out of there. So why would you do your friends and your family members and all the people in your local community's business like that? You know, it's unacceptable, and that has to stop. And if you're doing that, and to your brothers and sisters, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm gonna need you guys to stop it. We got to do better than that. it goes to my next subject. The people that are business owners, that you've been doing it for, you've been doing it for a while. Stop expecting, just because you are a African American business, and expecting just for everybody to just be happy with your business and not give them the customer service that they deserve. For example, I was in Kansas City we just had a little family vacation. And I'm happy to be there, be out of town, do something different. So we heard about Gates, and I believe Gates is black owned. I thought at the time, anyway, and went to Gates. So I'm excited, because I'm always a big supporter of black business, and I will continue to be. But I went there and, we're happy, went there and it looked, the smell of barbecue permeated our noses while we were in there, and I was just ready to get down. So I go in, I look at the menu. It was on a big display on the wall, but it was kind of old, kind of dingy. So I asked the young lady that was at the register, do you guys have, the little paper menu? And she didn't say anything. She just turned around with a little smug on her face and pointed to the wall. And in my mind, I was like, damn, that's all I'm worth. I'm not worth a hello. I'm not worth I'm sorry, sir. I apologize, sir. All we have is this menu on the wall, And I thought to myself, I will never go back to this restaurant again. And you got to realize, and you got to think about it. Just because you are a black business does not automatically make you, or automatically give you the right to have the business of other black people. Yes, we should be happy to help you, to build you up, but it doesn't give you the right to just think that they are going to be there if you don't enjoy servicing them. So you have to work as a business, be there with the intent to build a business. And this is what I see, not just there, but across America. You go and look at businesses, and they have a lot of young people, or a lot of young people from the hood in there, and either you're going to get attitudes, or or the service is going to suck. And what does that say about us? What does that say about us, people? That we make fun of it all the time. We talk about hood Walmarts and hood stores. I'm not giving too many of them recognition on here because I don't like free advertising. But we talk about hood Walmarts and hood stores, and even here in my town, we have a hood Family Dollar. And everybody in there, every bonquisha in there, every woman in there has either an attitude or something of the sorts, and it makes you not even want to be there. We got to do better than that. If you're going to act like that, if you're going to be like that, don't work there. I know it's not the best thing, but have some pride in what you're doing, because you never know. People watch that and people see that. You can brighten up somebody's day. Somebody can be down, and you never know what they have in their mind or plan on doing, and your attitude can totally shift a person's behavior. No, that's not, and it's not your responsibility to do that, but you can't always touch people's lives in the way you want to think that you want to touch them. But sometimes it's the little things that actually make a difference. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. We got to do better as black people. We got to do better as black men. Number 3 in this talk today is we have to start investing in ourselves. We are quick to complain about how much something costs when it comes to invest in ourselves, in our businesses, in our everyday lives, but we don't care about spending money on frivolous stuff. We can go out and spend money on all kind of jewelry, clothes, and anything, but then when somebody says I'm offering a course, and it's a lot of information in it, and it could be $30, and it can help you boost yourself to the next level. Oh, that's too much money. I don't have time. I don't want to do that. And why they charge me like that? And here come the next thing. You don't got a discount. You can't give me half off. I mean, no. Just like I said before, that stuff has to stop. Have to invest. That's why first thing I did when I started thinking about this and thinking about wanting to help black men, and what can I give, and what can I give to the YouTube community. The first thing I thought about was one of Kevin Samuel's older posts, and it was a book called The Man Not. by Tommy J. Curry. The Man Not. In this book, it explores race, class, genre, and the dilemmas of black manhood. There's a lot of good things in this book. There was I think a prominent Caucasian man back in the day that said that if you want to keep things away from black people, put it in a book, because they don't want to read. And this is something, and I'm not a big reader. Everybody that knows me personally knows that, I'm a gamer. I'm not the type, I like, that visual and sensory information. I'm not too keen on books. But when I bought this book, I'm telling you, I said, wow. If you want a good read, and if you want to kind of pinpoint some of the things that's going on with black men specifically, why we feel like, we need the big mamas to step up and take care of everything, and why we are demonized for being masculine, and really being emasculated in this society. That book is right. That book is great. I mean, it's gonna really tell you and give you insight on why black men, all men are being really attacked at this point, but in black men specifically, you think to yourself, why is your masculinity looked at like a demon, and our counterparts' masculinity are just looked at as being jerks and being asses and assholes, or whatever you want to call it. So if you really look into this book, and it has more than that, if you really look into this book, you're going to see that it's going to give you tools, and it's going to give you insights, help to get you feeling like we can take charge, and we can really be helps to our community and not just burdens. And the second book that I suggest anybody that wants to own your own business or multiple streams of income, this is Dr. Lynn Richardson's Symphony, and it's a guide to creating and balancing multiple streams of income. Yeah, that's another thing that we need to really focus on is multiple streams of income as men in America. I know that degrees are good. I'm never going to tell anybody not to have a degree and use those degrees, but you got to really think about it like the Dr. Umar and Killer Mike's would always tell you that, there's nothing wrong with having a psychology degree, but if something happens and all those things go away, do you have the skills to pay the bills? That means, carpentry, electrician, tile work. Do you know how to use a saw? Do you know how to use a sledgehammer? Do you know how to use a pressure washer? Can you lay concrete? These are the things that pay the bills. No, we've been taught so much as men not to want to do those jobs, and for those jobs to be beneath you. But if you really think about it, where's any trade schools at in the inner city? If you know some, name some, put them in the comments. I'm glad to talk about them, and I'll shout them out. But I haven't seen any. I didn't see a real trade school until I went rural area here, and it was a bigger town, bigger city, but it was rural. And you can almost bet there's not a lot of African American people around in that place. So you have to think, why is that? Because those aren't the jobs that are pristine and are suit and tie kind of jobs, but those are the skills that pay the bills. So I suggest any man, no matter what field you're in, if you're a doctor or if you're a lawyer, if you're a psychologist, pick up a trade. Something on the weekends. Learn carpentry. Learn how to frame a house. Framers. I believe America right now framers are in high demand, and that's a skill to pay the bill. Houses are being built all the time, and then the more skills you learn, the less money you have to pay out of your pocket when you are trying to build. If you're building your own home, I do a lot of little electrical. Save hundreds of dollars. Changing receptacles, rewiring, doing things like that normally you would have to pay somebody $50 or $100 an hour to come fix a socket. So these are things that I suggest you pick up, and do, because they are skills to pay the bills. I said I wasn't going to talk on Derrick Jackson, and I'm still not. I'm not much anyway, because I feel like you guys roasted him, you guys cooked him like a Thanksgiving turkey, and I don't want to beat a brother by why he's down. But you got to think to yourself, if brothers really Right now, he's just a man, big hip. He's a big, swole, hypocritical guy. That's what he is to me right now. I respect him as a man, but he's a hypocrite. And that you guys act like you never came across hypocrites. Half you guys is pastors that you guys go and worship are hypocrites. So you got to. He is what it is. Hopefully, the brother will be all right. But you got to think to yourself, if we supported each other a little bit better, do you think he would have took the path on pandering to women, going against his nature, and then hurting his wife and hurting, maybe some of the people that really believed in him? If we supported each other more, maybe he would have took another path. So I think about that. I laugh, but I'm not. That's about it as I feel for Derrick Jaxn. He is what he is. I mean, and it is what it is. For being came in as one way, and then pandering to women got him into another way. So that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. And I hope, like I said, I hope he's all right. Like I highlighted Umar Johnson, and I know some people say, well, Dr. Umar doesn't like interracial marriage. That's not my problem. That seems like a personal problem. Well, he's fake. He's a charlatan. He's not building this school. Everybody gave him all this money. Look, that's not my. I haven't given any money, so I don't have anything to do with that either. And if he did have the school up and running already, there's a big chance that my kids wouldn't be going to it anyway. So that's what I don't care about that either. But what I do care about, and you can contest me on this too, is that brother's whole life's message is that black people need to come first to other black people. We have $1 billion spending power in America, and all of that money comes to us and goes straight back out into other communities. No other community does that. The Asian community doesn't do that. The my Jewish brothers and sister community doesn't do that. None of the other communities, Hispanic and all, you think about them, go out down the list, and we are the only community that gets money and just throws it back out instead of letting it circulate in our community and building our community up. Black banks are so important because I've talked about this before, if you have a black owned bank that you can support, more often than not, that bank is going to invest in other things in that African American or black community. See, that's what we don't look at when we look at banks. We look at banks as just a tool to be able to go buy stuff easily on the internet. But banks are more than that. They're not there to help you buy stuff. They're there to give out, they're a savings and loans institution. So if you have banks that people that look like you and understand your situation and there to work with you, you're more than likely going to see them give to those people than you would see a bank in a suburb or somewhere else that doesn't really care about the people in your actual community. So you got to think about that. Those are the things that you hear Killer Mike talking about, Dr. Umar talking about, and those are the things I really care about. I don't care about his thought on interracial relationship. My wife is a black woman. My daughters are black and my sons are black. So me talking about interracial problems isn't my thing. I don't have a dog in the fight in that. So I leave that alone. But what I do is I care about unity, and I care about keeping each other accountable. I care about black men being more accountable and being men and not letting our women lead. Because no great society in history has had women lead and been successful. I'm not saying that there aren't successful women and there aren't smart women, because we need those smart women to help us. We need those smart women to be guides when we're being out there, because we are masculine creatures and we're there to knock holes in the holes in the wall in society. But our women are there to be delicate to us, to rein us back and say, look, yeah, you can focus your strength and your energy right here and lose X amount of energy, or you can be smart about your energy, be more productive doing it this way. And that's how I need to be. I'm not saying that I'm never diminish anything a woman's accomplishment or what a woman can do in our society, because you do a lot. I watched a black woman, my mother, do a whole lot in her life, and she wasn't academically successful, but she's a strong lady up until the day she left this world. So I understand the importance of strong women,
but they shouldn't have to be strong all the time. So I just want you guys to think about that. You know, I want you guys to support each other, even if it's not the two J's, Juries and Jordan. Jordans. I don't want you guys to support if it's only a shoe and jewelry related. If it's cake, you know, I make cakes and pies and everything like that, and I can make a good amount of money off that. But most of my patrons don't look like me, and they should. You know, and we shouldn't complain about prices. We shouldn't do those things, but we can help each other when you're having a bake sale, or when we're trying to do things like that to help each other. I should be there to be able to help, and I am here to help, as well as Carissa Daly helping me out with my clothes. You like that right there? I don't know if I get a shot of my back. So I also have her shop in the description of this video, or her contact. Guys, just remember, put each other first. We got to build each other up. We're not going to get anywhere at each other's throats, either, you know, in relationships or just out here in the world. We can't do anything fighting each other, and we can't do anything by turning our nose up at each other when we're actually trying to build. So help your brothers out, help your sisters out. Let's do better, and I'm with you, and I'll always be with you. Until next time, people. Peace. Oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go do that. I'm working hard in here. Y'all know how much I grind, y'all. I don't do this 24/7. I do have a full-time job. So I come in here and do this for your entertainment and your well-being. So I need you guys to subscribe to the channel, like and share the videos. Help me out because I need you. I can't do this without you. Let's build the channel. Let's grow, and let's get it. Now I'm gone.